So I will put in some more lumber buildings here, as these we have here, they are probably not sufficient, and also definitely now is the time to get all our universities, as we are very limited by that, not by our population. I don't know how much it helps, but you can also emphasize certain goods being produced, and we will check up the education. I have already manually employed some students in here, and hopefully they will automatically go in, especially with our boost we have. Well, yeah, 25% from rebel settlements alone. And yeah, so if I chuck new people in, I hope they get automatically. It reduces a bit of the micromanagement. You can see having as much people, even if you try to maximize everything, leads to some inefficiencies, which we of course try to uh, yeah, try to prevent as much as possible. I've just noticed here, like, you can see why we have so many people unemployed. The happiness is, of course, difficult. The war with other Europeans is understandable, but you can see we have in each town, it might scale a bit with the population, alone 5 unhappiness due to our tax rate. I believe our king has been very tax happy, but like I said, it depends on how many goods you have sold, and we were in the very busy selling goods, so the tax rate got high quite quickly. Yeah, but unhappiness management is a very difficult part, and you can see we have, like, if I employ this guy here, it will unfortunately jump up to 5. I don't know why, it's a 4 times jump. And you can see we have our city quite well supplied actually with the goods, even though most are not demanded due to the happiness. We get atrocious prices. Yeah. So might be also worth it to build a town market here. As with this low demand, we are very limited here. In the city, for example, we have demand for most of our goods here. So it is actually quite debatable whether I should build a town market here. As you can see, the price for most of these goods is actually not that insanely good. Just, yeah, depending on the goods, we are making quite a loss. Like everyday clothes, we don't want to sell here. So this town will not get a town market. As yeah, I mean it's not taxed, so it's right, but we want to mainly use these to drive up happiness, so we can expand our colonial empire and have the production capability to fight the independence war with some epicness to it, and not just cheese it using mainly promotions. So you have two main ways to win: promotions, heavily promoted and taken down like little by little with your elite corp, while yeah, also having many cities you will lose, as the king will take it and you have only so much capability to fight him, or you try to outproduce him, like bring new line infantry and colonial militia by the turn into the field and to overwhelm with that. So we will do both, but for the latter we need, of course, quite a number of armories to build us guns. One of our whaling ships unfortunately got sunk by the Russians. We are at war with, just to get some more. We were asked to by our king. Let's send our frigates up there. Maybe gather some experience, and also we replace our whaling ships. And now with the changes here, we need to disemploy somebody, unemploy somebody, as I don't want this city to rebel again. Did it rebel? I'm not sure, but it shouldn't. That will be quite sad and bad for us. So you please leave the settlement. And we will use this track to also shuffle around some of these goods. I think I want I mean, like, let's finish this one up first. I believe it's just missing some construction materials, so yeah. Let's do something manually and keep it supplied. Take with us, how much do we need? Two should suffice. Maybe even one. I'll just take two. I think it will matter much. So you please, do we have a road here? No road at all. Ah, we have a road there. So let's build some more, since the Swedish obviously haven't gotten the memo about tutorial 101, how to colonialize. Lacking any and every infrastructure in the book. Yeah, you will be also road duty. Okay. Our shipment of pioneer supplies has introduced itself. Unfortunately, we have now only a couple of mulattoes here. Will be on pioneer duty. Slaves, unfortunately, cannot be let free roam around the country, understandably. And this looks good so far. Yeah, let's enjoy our lumber supply down here. I want to get this ready, and the rest we can take care of with the other pioneers. So just move here, and do we have a road? Yes. So just put some bunches, please. I just thought maybe it wasn't a good idea to send these two ships upwards. As two ships, he might easily have more. He should have more, actually. So they are just guard or whaling ships. We will wait until our other ships have made the trip around and caught up to our main fleet here. And then we might bug the Russians a bit so they make peace with us. Maybe even before we lose the settlement here, which is completely unguarded, and the gold mine. So yeah, let's see what the next turn brings. Again, a lot of money. And again, another shipment of... how about you? I think with 4 universities, we should... and all of us, the education should make quite a speedy re-education of everything we captured. And you please just go for construction supplies a bit until I decide. Yeah, another shipments to Africa. You can see here in the ledger how much tax we are right now paying. So yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't show what we are actually earning. You have to do some mental arithmetics math in your head. So seeing as we are employing some people in terraforming roads, let's get some mulattoes. Like mostly unemployed people, they have some jobs actually, but cannot work it at the moment, or are slaves who also cannot terraform, or are very bad at learning. So this guy, chuck him into our main settlement. So our sloop, get us silver again. Just wait. Not there. There are usually quite a number of goods in the captured settlements. I don't know why our tracks decided to move up here. I haven't enabled anything to supply them, but yeah, who cares? And let's send some ships full of horses to Africa, where they will fetch a great price. So Johan's last settlement here on the main island isn't very defended. Let's hope we can take it in the following rounds with our people here. So we finally got our first university last turn, and once you build your first one, you get another event, and I think we take the medic. Yeah. And this whaling ship, let's hope. I don't want to micromanage these, so let's just hope the Russians leave them alone. As naive as this might be. So this guy built a lodge. Let's make sure we have roads here. So, yeah, I did. Let's get at least a farm here, so we have some for this food supply. Let's captured a Swedish hemp farmer. Grab the silver, ship it to. Okay, let me take care of this. Turn, and we have a massive load of mulattoes who have just arrived here, and they will be all equipped. And some of them will build our southern cities up, our wood supply, and the others will be doing a massive road project in the formerly Swedish territory. I think. It would be nice if there was like an option to do multiple at once. Yeah, let's send another 4. Let's get this finished quicker. Let's send 6 down here. Could we go for another one? Yes, we can. And then also send... Yeah, you are also drafted to pioneer duty. And okay, they have roads at least up there, not there. I believe they're working already, so let's get a road down here to the settlement, which is now very soon to be ours. That's also before we employ any other people, finish off the war with the Swedes. So we can, yeah, please help them to the plantation. So we can finally get yes, I know. Gold is being stolen. I think really you could disable the sound for that, as why care about crime? So you can better, that's good. I mean, like, also please, if we want to declare war, you could do it by diplomacy. This is quite unnecessary, but might be also hard-coded, so no chance there. We captured Sveaborg and removed all the Swedish prison from our island. Let's see. Yeah, let's get the pine. Can we get the pine? Yes. Let's live. Let's have them live. I want to finally make peace here. Oh, what with you? Let's see. Do you give me all of that? Okay. Then your gold and your map, please. Open borders. Maybe next turn would give us another happiness. So for happiness swing, actually. Still no war. Chill for a bit, and you can go up here and maybe we can intimidate the Russians with our combined fleet to make peace. And let's see how our happiness situation is now looking a bit more stable. So let's see who we can employ. Don't forget to put some pioneers, at least for one turn, into the cities, as the pioneer profession can also be learned. And like I said, we have a lot of pioneering to do. And hardy pioneers are just double the speed, so double the goodness, I would assume. Let's do Concepcion as well as the Habana to our pioneer learning cities, and just that's quite a weird route you are taking there, sir. Can you also take a direct, maybe? Or to the right? Yeah, okay. Let's have him go there. He's a bit closer. And you can go there. Not there, but where are you working on? Windmill. So I knew because the windmill hasn't gotten any cost. We already paid that, and also, of course, 3 turns is not only when we worked on it before. So let's have him just go into the city to make his expertise known, and you can also go to our main city to grab some tools, since you are already a hardy pioneer. This wagon train will take up some more horses, as well as clay. We might be running low on building materials already. This hot phase of building spree we are doing. And there are some more settlers. Yeah, I guess the Oxcar can also run. You will take with you, so doesn't really matter. Just take the geese. Great. So have you go back here. Unfortunately, they will probably get stuck here in the city. Let's see if they will. And yeah, how about I do some thoughts about what we are gonna do next as our next strategic goal, now that we have conquered our island here. So I think I formulated a plot, and we will probably not be attacking Portugal, as the reason for it would be to gather experience, firstly, and secondly to, well, get some more people, but and economic base, and thirdly, to gain some economic base outside our island. So if they, with the reason being that if we are being swarmed with King's troops, we still have something to fall back to, which is actually capable of producing guns and such, and not like these small shitty colonies on our west coast there. But Portugal, like, these numbers are always current, so we know Portugal has like no people. uh, we have in our captured Swedish territory actually enough people so the settlements can function and provide us with the income for guns and such. Well, and conscripts, of course. And yeah, secondly, like you saw with the Swedish, we don't really have anybody to fight there. So all this hassle with the negative unhappiness and such, only to fight some 10 people, no, not worth it. On the other hand, you can see our island is absolutely swarming with natives, 2 tribes we do have. And like in the settlement, yeah, you can see just how many natives they are running around, who are actually quite capable of putting up a fight. And I believe somewhere we had like 28 natives in some settlements. Not sure where this was, but these should provide capable and enough punching bags for us to level up our troops. And on the other hand, like, we are Spain. Killing some natives is our business. We actually have a bonus to it, so it shouldn't be too hard. And yeah, I haven't actually killed natives before, like deathed them or killed them to death, because mostly it's just a hassle. We have to protect all our units here when we declare war on these guys. But I think we will manage. And yeah, that should give us enough experience. And this base, like it looks small, or I thought of it as small, but if you take a look at the map, we are basically across half the map, which is quite a distance. So if the King's troops are landing here or here, which they are likely to do, and they don't send a ship here or here, they have like, I don't know, 20 turns minimum if they went straight without any distractions to get to the other side here. So yeah, I think we have enough of maneuvering space here. Even if these first port cities will fall, and they will fall, you cannot protect the cities, as you cannot stack enough military units to protect them. But you can always recapture them. And yeah, so it will be fought on this island here, this subcontinent or whatever. And for this, we have built up our main settlements as much as I think is necessary. And now we will concentrate on bringing up at least these ones to speed, so they are not lacking all this infrastructure to employ people. And these ones, they will all be somewhat orientated towards producing raw materials, guns, swords, and the like, as well as food for some additional population growth, without any other major industry, because we have enough of money income to buy anything we need. And in the end, money does not help us in the independence war, as the king will increase his troops to fight us if we get too powerful or stockpile weapons. So we can see at the moment this is what he would throw at us, but these numbers will increase soonish once we reach enough soldiers. Oh, we have quite a bit of soldiers at the moment, actually. Like, I mean, we have maybe even a third, not quite a quarter maybe of his military. And so what you can use is, of course, promotions. He doesn't value them, and production capability, because he has no real value to value production capability except for the number of colonists. Number of colonists is also a reason he will expand his revolutionary force, but of course stockpiling weapons and having actual soldiers, they will do so quite faster. Yeah. So that is the plan, and we will still make some Trinity factory and maybe the winery. Well, we should be able to provide enough wine for our people, at least these towns here. And then we will go into mass producing, yeah, basically goods for the independence war. And like I said, we are now moving into the, well, how do we finish the game? Or like, the end of the mid game. Let's put it this way. And yeah, what do we need? We have our universities up. We need some more pioneers to make these, at least build mines and get some food and wood. And we will need some elder statesmen. We have still a couple of founding fathers to go through. Actually quite a lot still. And yeah, harlots. We need a lot of harlots to get enough happiness to employ all the people who are produce all the slaves we have still running around. And yeah, this is our main list for the university for the first, and after we run through all our slaves, by educating all the harlots we need for this, we will put up some farmers, gunsmiths, and charcoal burners for all the military production. When you go to Revolutionary War, you can decide on what military you might use. And if you take blades, you can see blades are used for quite a lot of troops. Ignore the royal ones, we cannot use them. But you can see we of course have the line infantry, which is usable. We have, but also we have the heavy cavalry. And heavy cavalry is not to be underestimated, as you need blades, which is easier to get than guns. Guns require coal, blades do not, and toolsmiths are also a quite productive bunch. The smithy doesn't cost as much as the gunsmith to build. So like 200 blades for one unit of heavy cavalry is nothing. Like we don't, this is easily accessible for us. And of course the cavalry also needs horses, but no more. So some horses, which you can also quite produce in large amounts, and blades, and you get heavy cavalry. And heavy cavalry, we have one here, is actually quite powerful. So you can see we have more than colonial militia with 9 strength, and we also have a base 20% withdrawal chance on attack, which is on top of the already large inherent withdrawal chance on attack in Civilization for Colonization. So you observe most of our fights ended in withdrawal, even though somebody definitely won, of course. And yeah, it also has some juicy attack bonus on Flatland, like these 30% grassland attack. They don't come from any promotions we have, you can see he doesn't, but from the unit itself, from the profession. So this guy on Flatlands will withdraw quite a bit, so less chance of him dying if he loses, and it will also fight with a strength of, well, 30% of 9, so with a strength of 9 on the attack. And the strength of 9 on the attack is, or 12 on the attack, is like as much as the session unit has, an elite unit. While the line infantry, of course, only has 10 base strength, and also on the attack usually. So the heavy cavalry is quite a good option if you have enough of them, or not even enough, but some departments who will do your first charge into the enemy, who will have usually good odds and can withdraw, and then you can take your masses of colonial infantry or maybe even line infantry to finish off the wounded enemies. Whereas the heavy cavalry is bad, of course, is on the defense. It doesn't get any defensive bonus, and if you have too few line infantry or colonial militia in your stack, they will just get mobbed up. Like, they have no resistance on the defense whatsoever. But if you would, like, the best possible option would be probably to just focus heavily on heavy cavalry, just produce horses, very easy, just chop some forest and then you can produce your horses. No need for any buildings, no need for any production chains, just build them directly. And blades, which is easily accessible, just some ore and you're done. Import some defensive units, like a couple of line infantries in a forest, they are sufficient, and you have enough production capability. We will incorporate some, but I think our main stack will be colonial militia and some line infantry, so just a quite diversified army, maybe even. If I cannot be bothered to put gunsmiths in every of these cities, or maybe we may even lack some of the iron income to make that possible. As you can see, coal is needs hills, and up here we don't have actually too many hills, and right here we also don't have too many hills. Here in the south we do have some, but yeah, by necessity we might even go for the heavy cavalry. So good unit to use. Don't use artillery. Artillery will be very useless to you. Settlement attack, it is maybe a bit better than line infantry, but you will not, like, there is very little gray area between a settlement, between being like completely understaffed by the king, 2 units in it, and you can just capture it with your usual units, and fully staffed, you have no chance of capturing it. And in that case, artillery is not worth the investment, except for a couple ones who just bomber down the defenses. So yeah, don't use artillery too much. It will not help you. As for our plan to train up against the natives, yeah, let's try if we can. Even though our monasteries have been very well at work right here, already this round converted a native, let's try to concentrate them a bit more to an area for easy dispatchment, quite like historical tactics. Unfortunately, but yeah, I mean, this is the game and we are Spain, so we are doing everything right from our perspective here. So yeah, let's try if we can get them. I don't know, maybe even more into the north, as I'm not sure if they are willing to give up the settlements here, but with all these forests here, they are a bit more hard to kill than around here, for example. So let's see if these guys will... Yes, they will. So we start the slow process of concentrating them, so they're not running around all our most vulnerable settlements here. Sure, we might try to get them into this corner here. And the other ones we will, yeah, they can go to the top. They will probably not be giving up this one. Let's see, what are they willing to give up? Mouse. Yeah, this is fine. This should be fine. Let's see if they are willing. They are. Great. One thing that happens due to our building spree, especially these expensive buildings like universities, they take a lot of building materials. And you might have noticed already that we are missing some, running low on especially clay, as like stone is no issue. We have enough stone fields around, and you can see them already being expanded upon. But yeah, with our clay production, this sad little village needs to become well, a little less sad town, so we can employ some more people down here, and we will do so shortly by any building materials getting free, like construction materials, will be directly on cost to this city, even though we are still missing the university in our main town, as this is just getting a bit ridiculous. You can see here, oh, this one has still clay, but we are running low, I tell you. So let's queue up some construction materials. It's not important. We have enough happiness here. Not quite sure why is it's so high here and the other cities are suffering quite a bit more, but you take it.